Plastic pollution has become one of the most serious threats to marine ecosystem worldwide. Due to its durability and widespread use, plastic waste accumulates in oceans, causing habitat degradation, loss of biodiversity, and contamination of marine food webs. Marine animals often mistake plastic for food, leading to injury or deaths, while microplastic enter the food chain and eventually affect human health. Beyond environmental damage, plastic pollution raises serious ethical concern about human responsibility, weak governance, and injustice toward vulnerable communities and future generations. Humans are not merely users of marine resources, but stewards of the ocean, with a moral duty to manage and protect this ecosystem responsibly and fairly. Marine resource ethics focuses on how humans should interact with the ocean in a responsible and moral way. It is guided by key ethical principles including stewardship, sustainability, integrity, and justice. Stewardship emphasizes the responsibility to care for and protect marine ecosystem. Sustainability focuses on ensuring that marine resources remain available for future generations. Integrity demands honesty, transparency, and accountability in addressing environmental harm. Justice highlights fairness, especially for communities that depend on marine resources and are disproportionately affected by pollution. Plastic pollution violates all of these ethical principles. Humans have a responsibility to protect ecosystem, as plastic pollution harms marine and terrestrial biodiversity and disrupts food chain. It weakens ecosystem resilience, threatening long-term sustainability and species survival. Ethical integrity requires honestly acknowledging the true scale of biodiversity loss without denial or greenwashing. This issue also raises concern of justice, as communities that depend on natural resources suffer the greatest impact from biodiversity degradation. Uncontrolled plastic use threatens sustainability and future generations. Ethical integrity demands accountability from individuals, businesses, and government. This negligence causes injustice to vulnerable communities and violates the principle of environmental stewardship. The third ethical reasoning involves policy and enforcement failures. Weak environmental regulation and poor enforcement allow plastic pollution to continue unchecked, showing institutional neglect of environmental protection. First, let's take a look at stewardship. From an ethical standpoint, the government acts as the guardian of our natural resources. When policies are inadequate, it represents a failure of institutional stewardship. It shows a blatant disregard for the duty of care we owe to our ecosystem. And then is sustainability. Without strict enforcement, we can't achieve a circular economy. If companies aren't forced to manage their waste, the system remains broken, and we continue to deplete resources faster than they can recover. And the third one is justice. This is a social issue as much as an environmental one. Failure in implementation leads to environmental injustice, where pollution disproportionately affects marginalized communities who lack the resources to move or fight back. And the last one is integrity. Finally, integrity requires that our laws are more than just symbolic. We need consistent enforcement that fight corruption and ensures that environmental restrictions are practical, measurable, and real. For the last issue, it addresses the direct impact on us, human health and food safety. What we put into the environment eventually ends up on our plate. Our role as steward must extend to our own species. Protecting the environment is fundamentally an act of protecting human health and the system that feed us. We are seeing microplastic enter the food chain at an alarming rate. This isn't just a two-day problem, it's a long-term threat to global food security. If our fisheries are contaminated, we are compromising the survival of future generations. Again, we see a fairness gap. Poorer population often have no choice but to consume cheaper, low-quality food or fish from contaminated waters. They face the highest health risk with the least access to healthcare. We must demand truthfulness in scientific reporting. Integrity in the food and packaging industry means being transparent about hazard. We cannot have businesses as usual when public safety is at stake. We need ethical accountability from production to consumption. Next is the key professional roles involved in addressing plastic pollution from an ethical perspective. First, policymakers and government have the responsibility to create and enforce effective environmental regulation, such as limiting single-use plastic and improving waste management system. Ethically, their decisions should be based on scientific evidence and environmental justice, ensuring that vulnerable communities are not disproportionately affected by plastic pollution. Scientists and researchers also play a crucial role by providing reliable, evidence-based data on the impact of plastic pollution on ecosystem and human health. Their professional conduct requires transparency, objectivity, and clear communication of findings so that policies and public awareness are grounded in accurate science. Responsibility among industries and society also play an important role about addressing plastic pollution. Industries and corporations are ethically responsible for the entire life cycle of plastic product from production to disposal. This includes adopting sustainable materials, supporting recycling initiatives, and avoiding misleading claims such as greenwashing. Citizens and civil society also have an important role by practicing responsible consumption, reducing plastic use, and participating in an environmental advocacy. Ethically, addressing plastic pollution requires collective action where governments, professionals, industries, and individuals work together to protect the environment and future generations. Now, let's look at how these ethical theories are being applied in a real-world context, specifically through the Klang River Plastic Waste Management Project in Malaysia. The Klang River is one of the most polluted waterways in the region, serving as a critical testing ground for environmental ethics and action. Currently, a river-based plastic interception system is deployed here to stop waste before it ever reaches the ocean. Using interceptor technology, the system guides floating plastic into a collection unit powered entirely by solar energy. This isn't just a tech solution, it's a collaborative effort between local Selangor state agencies and private sector partners. Once the interceptor collects the waste, it is brought to land where it is sorted into recyclables and non-recyclables for proper processing. Beyond machines, community action is vital. In March 2024, Greenpeace Malaysia organised a massive clean-up at Kampung Sungai Jireh, Chatti. Volunteers acted as collectors and segregators, removing over 1,070 kg of trash in a single event. While these efforts are impressive, they also reveal the scale of the challenge we face. The sheer volume of waste collected by these teams often exceeds their capacity to process it, proving that clean-ups are only a temporary solution. To truly address this, we must look at the roadmap towards zero single-use plastic. It led by the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environmental Sustainability. This roadmap aims to phase out single-use plastic in stage and promote biodegradable alternatives. By pushing retailers to charge for plastic bags and reducing waste in government premises, the goal is to tackle pollution at its source through systemic change. Ultimately, technology like the interceptors buy us time, but it is policy integrity and a collective shift in our habits that will ensure a sustainable future for our water and our health. To conclude, plastic pollution is more than an environmental crisis. It is a profound moral failure. We have identified 4 interconnected ethical challenges that threaten our marine ecosystem and human well-being, which is environmental degradation, human negligence, policy failures, and threat to food safety. The durability and low cost of plastic have made it indispensable to modern society, but these same properties have created persistent harm. This crisis reflects deep ethical shortcomings, from inadequate stewardship to a systemic lack of accountability. We must give urgent attention to the environmental injustice faced by vulnerable coastal communities who suffer the most despite being least responsible for the waste. The path forward requires a coordinated transformation and a shared ethical commitment across all sectors of society. To address these challenges, we propose 5 key recommendations. The first one is we must install waste capture technologies like the interceptor system we saw in the Klang River at major river mouths and drainage system. Next, we need to invest heavily in the research and development of biodegradable and compostable alternatives such as plant-based or edible packaging. By introducing plastic taxes or fees on single-use items, will discourage consumption and provide a sustainable funding source for ongoing cleanup effort. We must integrate marine conservation and pollution ethics into school curricula at all levels to foster a culture of stewardship from a young age. Finally, we should deploy satellite and drone system to track plastic accumulation hotspot in real time, allowing for faster and more efficient responses. By combining technology with ethical policy, we can move from temporary fixes to a truly sustainable future.